Hello and welcome to episode 39 of the Push Button Profit Show, the show where we introduce you to the make money online and internet marketing product creators. With me today is Steve Hitson, who is bringing to us FlipSpeed on Saturday, August 7th at 11 a.m. Eastern. FlipSpeed. Steve, welcome to the Push Button Profit Show.
Hey, Johnny, thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for making the time today, a day before your very busy FlipSpeed launch. Now, before we talk about the product, which anyone watching today can pick up by clicking the link below, if you think this is for you, please do click that link below, go through to the sales page and explore and see if it's for you. There'll be a wonderful bonus for you as well. You can read all about below in the description. Before we jump into talking about FlipSpeed, Steve, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself? Who are you and why should we trust you? What's your story?
Well, my name is Steve Hitson. I am actually a product creator. So in the realm of internet marketing, I don't consider myself an internet marketer, and I was very lucky to kind of pair up with Craig Crawford, my business partner. But I come from an IT background. I'm fairly new to the space within the last year. And really, like I said, I'm really focused on this singular product right now and making sure that it's delivered properly to all my users and customers. So.
Wonderful. Now, the product that we're talking about today is called FlipSpeed, and I've got the sales page in front of me right now, and anyone watching this can check out the sales page by clicking that link below. And it says, Steve, and we'll delve into this claim, a super simple method that can make you over $533.50 per hour with minimal effort. And then I love this. The crazy thing is, I can prove you, and that's the future customers, have done it already in any country. So there's a lot happening here, but can you tell us before we delve into the details, what is FlipSpeed about at a very high level? What are people getting into today?
So in the beginning, it's going to be a course that teaches you how to do something I like to call flipping. And most of us know it as just buying and selling things. I think there's a lot of barriers to entry to that, but I like to try to dumb it down, make it really simple for everybody to get started. For zero money, you can have no money. Everybody has a different budget with this stuff, and some people don't have anything. So I find creative ways to enable people to do this with no money, get around the troubles that they're going to have, and again, just quickly start to make money immediately, part-time, while they're doing the rest of their crazy, they have their own crazy schedules as well. And so for me, I boast about the $533 an hour. Of course, that may not be the first item you sell, but you can quickly ramp up. And I mean, that's actually not the limit. I mean, really, the sky's the limit when you talk about buying and selling, flipping items. You hear a lot of people reference flipping as in flipping houses and things like that. But I'm talking about smaller things, items, products, and things like that. So.
Wonderful. Now, Steve, someone might be listening to this and be thinking, Steve, I buy and sell things all the time. Perhaps not all the time, but, people buy and sell perhaps cars was something we talked about before the interview, or buy and sell houses. I know it's not quite as big as that. What is it about, about FlipSpeed specifically, which is different to what we're doing each and every day anyway?
Well, I would say that the difference, I mean, you hear a lot of people talking about Amazon FBA, and there's a lot of buzz around that kind of stuff, and I think what people don't realize is the people in those commercials and the things that the ads that you see, they make it sound really simple, but unfortunately it's not as easy as I think they make it sound, to just become an FBA multimillionaire. So I like to try to take it down to bite-sized chunks, something that's going to be more attainable for people in the beginning. Do you need to make $100 a week, $100 a day, something like that. So I think my system's just more realistic. I feel like I'm more open about the way I do things. We've got a great community on Facebook and things like that you can literally talk with people and get live feedback from me and Craig and the other people doing it. So I like to think that it's a easier, more realistic system for people to use, because I've bought those systems. I've bought the FB stuff, and it's just not as easy as what people make it sound like. And there's a lot of barriers to entry. So I try to, again, make it as simple as possible, make it so that you can literally start today, making money today with no money. So that's my goal for people.
Nice. And I like the fact you're saying the word system, because even though I introduced the idea that, hey, we're always all buying and selling things, most people aren't doing it regularly or repeatably, or scaling it. You know what I mean? I think those are the
Right.
three important aspects of why someone listening to this say may wish to jump in on FlipSpeed. Is you're not just teaching them, hey, you can just sell one thing every couple of months, which is what people do normally. You're saying, hey, you can start with nothing right now, zero, and you can start building a practice where you're buying low and selling high and making a profit, and then moving on to bigger and bigger things, and you're helping them systematize and discover where the profits are and making it very easy. So I think that's very neat and nifty. Now, what have been your, again, some still listening to this might be thinking, well, Johnny, Steve, I get that selling something for a profit is a way to get a profit, but what kind of profits are out there that one can get? And you've said, well, look, I've been making $500 an hour. You've actually made $4 million since you started this practice. In how many years of doing this, or months? What's
Well,
the
that
story
was
there?
about that specific dollar amount was from a couple eBay accounts that I ran and I built up over about the course of 8 years. So about $500,000 a year, which is nothing to sneeze at, I don't think. And that was on the side. I was working full time. I had a full-time IT career at the time. I started a family, all kinds of things while I was doing that. And I think you're exactly right. I think the point of the thing, you start small, you start realistic, you start with what you can take action with today, and then you hope to build it into a real viable business. And I like to cover all the bases through the training. Of course, we've got additional products in the pipeline we'll talk about, but it's very important for people to understand that I don't even like to tout the $4 million, because sometimes it even seems like, well, that's just too unattainable, but really it's not. You just got to start somewhere, start doing it today, and then work your way up there. As you learn your niches, as you figure out what you, and I always tell people, do stuff that you love to do, like make it around what you love to actually do. For me, one of the proof examples is like I buy like recreational vehicles sometimes, like ATVs and these four-wheelers and golf carts, because I enjoy riding them around with my kids. So anyways, there's so many ways to do it. If you're into electronics, if you're into this, there's just all these different niches that are everywhere. So it's something that you can really enjoy doing and also get some use value out of it while you're doing it. And then, of course, who doesn't like to make money? So
brilliant. And I think the key thing, if we step away from that 4 million revenue figure, and rather talk about when you said 500K whilst working and having a family, I think that's a really interesting part of why someone may be interested in picking up FlipSpeed today, is the fact you can do Steve's FlipSpeed strategy, and we'll be talking more about what the strategy entails and the helpful aids he has for you and upgrades he has for you to do it, whilst having a family, whilst having another life. This isn't something that has to consume you or add great strain. Steve, as he said there, was able to do $500,000 with a family, with a full-time job, like most people watching this today who can't quite jump in feet first into every new internet marketing idea or product that comes away. And you still happily manage to get to that figure whilst getting on with all the rhythms of life. So that's really encouraging.
Correct. I think I don't want to give away too much, but I always talk about when you're setting your goals for yourself, and it's typically a money goal, as a lot of people said, or maybe they want to buy something or pay some debt off. But there's also time goals. I'm just going to spend 3 hours a week doing this, because that's what I got right now. I don't have a ton of time. I can only spend 3 hours on Saturday doing this, but that works too. And then again, or even 1 hour, whatever it is. And I tell you, like, the things to focus on in the beginning, because there are some things that you need to work on in the beginning. Like I said, learning the niches and things like that, and turning it into a little treasure hunt for yourself. So anyways, yeah.
Nice. Now, you've seen success with this, but what about other people? It's fine for the great Steve. Steve, you're a great and intelligent and impressive man, but other people aren't quite as impressive or capable as you are. What are some of the other case studies or experiences when you gave this method to other people? What are some of the stories you found when you've showed people what you've been doing? How easily have they found the FlipSpeed method?
Well, I think like most of us, when we start building these products, or the first people we test them out on are the people we know. So one of my good friends, Brian, you'll see a lot of, if you get into the Facebook group after you get everything, he's done an amazing job. I mean, he has a full-time job too. He went as far as even opening up his own shop, but he actually did better than me too on my 10K challenge. So he's a great example. There were some other people that we pulled in locally as well. When I brought the idea to Craig, Craig will not do something unless he tests it out himself. So he dropped everything and started working the methods that I was teaching. And I think Craig made about 29,000 pounds in 60 something days. So the proof's all there on the page and stuff like that. But Craig himself, not even being a flipper at all, but I mean, of course, he's in marketing, but he had his TV, realm products and stuff, but he's done a great job. And then of course, we've got tons of students in the actual Facebook group that are posting their proof every day. I made my first $20. I made my first this, within 24 hours. Again, paying for the course itself within 24 hours is my goal for anybody. I've actually got a couple interviews with students as well that we've done. So there's a lot of proof, and I look forward to. I think anybody that will actually go through the course and give it a chance will immediately see results. And I encourage everybody to of course post about it, to encourage others, because that's the whole point of this community that we're trying to build is encouraging each other. That's one of the biggest things that people find issues with in this is motivation and encouragement. And that's why we really are big on that. It's not just so that I can slam proof everywhere. It really is so that I can help people, do better.
Of course.
And I mean, again, what works for me may not work for everybody. So, but I do think the basics of what we teach will work for you in one way or another. So.
May I just say, I love any case study which is cited in pounds. It's very rare people you talk about Craig making 29,000 pounds. It tickled my ears a little bit. I was very glad to hear that. But joking aside, Steve, this is fantastic. So, this FlipSpeed, what I really like and what I'm taking from this, and I hope those at home are listening to this are hearing, is that not only has Steve got a wonderful working method that enables anyone, irrespective of where they are geographically, what their means are, what their capabilities are. He's got a training course which will teach anyone to start buying and selling with nothing and then scaling up more and more till your profits grow and grow. But what I really love about it is that it's evidence-backed. It's not just something you came up with because you wanted to sell a quick course this summer. It's something you've been doing for years. And this training is something you've been working on for months, frankly, over a year or so, putting this and some of the things together. So this is really, and it's really evidence-backed. Like you say, you have thousands of students at this point, which is really encouraging to hear. So to that point then, Steve, my final question, someone listening to this now likes the sound of this. They like the sound of you and all those thousands of students who are all working together on this buying and selling, road and journey. If someone jumps in today and picks up FlipSpeed through that link below, what can they expect with the upgrades? And I always tell people don't have to get upgrades because front-end training has everything they need, but you always put together things to help people achieve their goals faster or quicker if they wish. So what are some of the aids that you've put in the funnel should people wish to get that as well to help them on their journey with you?
Well, that's exactly correct. So you're right. The course is a standalone product. It's good in its own right, completely, if that's all you want to do. But what we found, and what I've always found in my experience, was that it seemed like tools were hard to come by, specifically mobile tools, a mobile app that did everything we needed. You really had to jump around through multiple apps. I think I've had up to like 8 before on my phone, using them to do research and list products and list them across the different multiple marketplaces and things like that. So what we did working with Craig is we actually developed a mobile app, a listing assistant tool that allows you to do a lot more than just list, but that's the big part of it. You can literally multi-list out to the multiple marketplaces, Facebook, eBay, Etsy, WooCommerce, Bonanza, Shopify. We're adding Amazon soon. So we're really trying to make this an all-encompassing tool. So you can multi-list out, you can create one listing, push it out to all the marketplaces, but you can also, if you can scan an item or you can do a search, you can actually import the details from other listings into a listing for you. So it pulls the title, description, a picture, stock photo, category, price, all that. Of course, not only is it a huge time saver, but you can get the best, because some of that's the most important stuff, making sure you have the right title and it looks good and it describes it properly. Your description is super important when you're selling stuff. And then of course, if you've ever done this before, or if not, you're going to find out that listing it to all these marketplaces is quite the hassle. And it's probably one of the most time consuming parts. So again, we created an app around it, and we like to think that I know we're offering an amazing deal on it. We're offering a 10 years founder's license, which is just going to, we will not be doing it again. We're going to go to a monthly, yearly model here soon. But again, that's the first product. There's an ultimate upgrade as well, which will get you 10 times the amount of listings. So we offer 250 in that 10-year, 250 a month in that 10-year license. We're going to do an upgrade to 2,500 listings in case your business does scale. Again, a one-time price. It lasts the entire 10 years of the license. So that's, again, both of those are amazing upgrades that you could do. Beyond that, we've got what we call the Pro Flippers Toolbox. So I provide you a spreadsheet, a Google Docs spreadsheet in the course. Again, I don't want to make the upgrade something you have to do the system. I think the system has to be all-encompassing. But I did create an advanced tracking spreadsheet that's an Excel spreadsheet, has a nice clean dashboard. You'll see some of that in the page, but it shows you some amazing metrics, which I'm a big metrics guy coming from the IT world. KPIs are everything, key performance indicators. But anyways, it's again, knowing how much I'm making per hour, knowing which items are selling the most. And if you track this data, if you track how much you buy, you sell for, how much time you spent on it, you can easily get some great value out of that spreadsheet. That toolbox also comes with a pre-flip checklist. So just some items that I put in there that to make sure you don't forget when you're doing this. I always encourage people to print it out and post it up next to their computer. We also have a pre-flip calculator in there. So it allows you to do some quick calculations on any flips you're thinking about doing as you're looking up products, because unfortunately in this world, you have to act quick, not only on buying this, but on buying your products. When you're out there searching the different marketplaces, you got to buy them quick. The good deals go quick. So it's good to be able to quickly calculate your profits on that kind of stuff. And then finally, we have a mastermind course that we created as well, which was, we did a live version before, and now it's the recorded version. So we're offering it at a better price point, but it's over 5 hours of super advanced content. The original course is about 3 hours. So this is about 5 hours of content that really deep dives into niches, deep dives into some of the marketplaces. I actually opened my playbook on some of the stuff that I've been doing since I've made the course. So I did some pallet wholesale businesses and stuff like that, and which was very successful, that I share with everybody the exact numbers. I show them my profitability. I show them all kinds of good stuff. So the mastermind, again, you hear that word and sometimes people run, but it really is a valuable, it's really the advanced course. That's really all it is. So anyways, very exciting stuff. I think it's all valuable information. I don't have any fluff in the funnel, anything like that. So I think, I pride myself on bringing value the whole way through everything I'm doing. So.
Good man, Steve. Well, thank you for taking us through FlipSpeed, which goes live on Saturday, August 7th at 11 a.m. Eastern. Anyone listening to this who wants to jump in, who wants to see Steve's cheery face and learn about this wonderful world of buying and selling and scaling it and turning it from something which is maybe a side income into something that can support your family for many, many years to come, should jump in and click the link below, Saturday, August 7th at 11 a.m. Eastern. Steve, thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Johnny. I really appreciate it.